time to get geeked up.
But we've been teasing it the whole episode. Like we said, this kitschy questions is going to be a little different. Instead of me and Liam asking each other kitschy questions, we have some kitschy questions for our guest. You can check out her podcast on Spotify, the Netta Raw podcast. But a big friend of the show and a big friend of ours, the sweetest sweetheart herself, Netta Raw. Welcome to the show.
Netta,
thank you.
What's
How
up?
are you?
But I referred to her as Netta Viking Warrior Princess is what I've been calling her on my podcasts. Because I've actually given her a couple shout-outs because she is the famed one that has smuggled me the illegal Disney Plus account as well. So sorry for talking about that on like 5 podcasts, Netta.
For sure.
I guess we do need to just get right into it with your Icelandic expertise, as we said. But Netta is like our Eurovision TV kind of correspondent, but our resident Scandinavian as well, as Netta is from Sweden, obviously. And Will Ferrell in this one was from Iceland. So we were just talking about the whole angle in the movie about whether or not Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams were brother and sisters, okay? Are the Icelandics notoriously known for inbreeding, yes or no?
No.
No?
I didn't think so at all.
That's not. Are you sure that's not like an Icelandic stereotype? What is like the Icelandic stereotype from person from Sweden? If you were going to talk trash about somebody from Iceland, what do you say? Like, what's their go-to stereotype?
We always feel like we bake the best bread in Scandinavia. So Iceland baked their bread on like an ice, some sort of sand that underneath is boiling. And
so these guys use ice with. There's ice with everything with these guys. Jesus.
No.
Even bacon
there's
bread.
a lot of green. Yes, there's a lot of green in Iceland and a lot of ice in Greenland. So that's like number 1 and 2.
I know. I
That's
learned
very
that one in like 4th grade. Blew my mind.
That's right.
But
By
so
the
that's
way,
their thing, though, is that they
what a
bake bread? I mean, come on, you got to give me something.
Yeah, what a European answer. Like, well, we take a lot of pride.
But you're from Sweden. Are the Swedes and the Icelanders, are they tight? Because, let's face it, me and Devin, you got 2 ignorant Americans here.
We are tight. We support each other because of their knowledge of English. We feel like people in Iceland have developed a very strong knowledge of English, better than any other Scandinavian country.
Okay,
Norwegians are all about, we know everybody should speak Norway, and they refuse to speak in English to you because it's just a matter of like
it's a nice common ground because you guys all have your own languages.
Well, I think even in the movie though, in Eurovision, I think even Sweden backs Iceland. I think Sweden's one of the people that give Iceland the 8 points. They're like, all right, look.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
In fact, some of the actors in the movies in this movie are Swedes.
Yes, Devin was even saying that. A couple of them, and again, we got you on because you're the expert at Eurovision, the TV show. But Devin was already telling us that some of those guys were past contestants and all.
Yes, absolutely. It's very important to know this.
Interesting.
In the big medley, some of the biggest Eurovision stars are in the medley, and it's such a privilege to see it on TV. I actually cried. It was very emotional.
and they're same costumes and all, because Devin said like. So now, why don't you just really quickly give all the Americans listening a rundown on Eurovision, the TV show? Because, like I said when we started, but I did not even know that was a thing, and I bet you a lot of other viewers as well. But you want to explain to us what Eurovision TV show is?
I mean, first of all, you should be ashamed of yourself that you have no idea what it is.
Don't blame me. Blame the American society, the systematic racism against Swedes.
I blame Ryan Seacrest.
I blame Ryan Seacrest, too.
Yeah, exactly.
So each year, right after New Year's, there's a 10-week of competition. So each country has to decide who's going to represent the country. So in Sweden, they go 10 different competitions. So each person that wins each competition gets to the final. And for the final, it's the ultimate winner that's going to represent the country of Sweden. Now, 4 of my best friends have been on the show different years, so it's really cool to see them on live TV.
And then once they represent Sweden, they go to the host country. It's kind of like the Olympics, this thing. It was like,
yes.
But it goes on every year. Too. What's that, Devin?
I said that is my whole takeaway, too. Like, this really is like an Olympic event.
Yeah, they had like odds and stuff like that.
It's our Super Bowl.
Okay, nice. And all the countries get involved, obviously. How many countries make it to the semifinals? It's like the top 50 or every country in Europe goes to the semifinal thing, or there was a...
No, it's not.
Because, they had to qualify. But it's a whole lot of them, though, right? It's like a March Madness, like 60. And then, how about, has there been any... have any of the winners been kind of like crossover big stars, that like... Again, ignorant Americans might be familiar.
Yeah, I guess that was my question.
Did like
too,
Amy Winehouse fucking win this thing, or what? Like...
Yeah, like once you're on Eurovision, like, are you a big star afterwards, or?
You kind of are a big star before the Eurovision. Because remember, you are a big star from your country. And the little introduction you're getting right before you perform, it's like, oh, this person won Idol such and such that year. Each person always seemed to have like some sort of a big, meaningful appearance from their own country.
Okay.
Interesting.
But even Idol, let's just take... Because Idol, I guess maybe the first season, it could have maybe been compared to like a... Annette, are you an American Idol watcher? Because you've been in the States now for what, like 10, 15 years or whatever. Do you get into to Idol at all?
I did right when it started.
Because when it started, it was really huge, like I was going to say.
Yeah.
But not at all comparable to Eurovision, obviously. But as well, even have anybody from Idol even ever been like successful afterwards? Like Ruben? I think the biggest star from Idol was, Ruben?
Ruben. You mean Kelly Clarkson was big. She won American Idol.
Okay, Kelly Clarkson was the next American Idol winner. Okay, I see. But
and then
okay, she's real big, but
she's big. She's big because of it. What Netta, I think, was saying is that like you already kind of have to be like a kind of a big star to even like make it to Eurovision.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, for sure.
Okay.
And she's saying that afterwards you're much more established. But because American Idol, I'm just pointing out that American Idol is like a total joke because, not only does nobody care, but it doesn't even really do anything for your career. Out of like the 15 winners, we got Kelly Clarkson and Ruben, is the only other one that I can remember.
We got the pants on the ground guy and
exactly, like the pants on the ground guy. And the asshole with gray hair one year, I think he won.
Oh, yeah.
And
Netta, when is the last time, or has Sweden ever won Eurovision?
Yes.
Okay.
They won They won 2017, so they were the hosting country in 2018.
Okay, sweet.
Because I did my research, and I know that Iceland has never won a Eurovision. The closest they've come in second place.
Very nice. Now, you did your Eurovision your Eurovision history?
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you: do you think Iceland will ever win the Eurovision Song Contest? The closest they've ever gotten is second place.
Yeah, you can never say never if they came in second.
Will they ever pull through? And
I don't know if they want to win because I truly don't think they can afford to.
So much like the movie, that's true too. Like,
yeah.
Interesting.
They don't know how to host for so many people. Imagine it's a 200,000 population in the whole country.
Sure.
It's
who is one the most? Who's like the number one winner? Do you know? Who's like? Has it been like, for instance, like Scotland for the last like 5 years because they like can't be beat, or like is it pretty good at like changing around?
I do not know this.
No way, none of us do.
Balanced. A lot of parity in the Eurovision contest world. So.
I have the winner. I googled. It's.
That was quick, by the way. You didn't miss a beat with that Google.
That was taking Liam 30 minutes.
Yeah, for real.
It's Ireland.
Nice.
Oh,
sweet. Fuck yeah. How many titles for Ireland?
7 victories.
7 titles. Fuck yeah, for the Irish.
There we go. Number 2.
Doing me proud. Thanks again. Once again, I'm proud of my Irish heritage.
Yeah, that blows my mind.
And number 2 is guess what country?
I'm going Sweden.
Yes.
Nice. I mean, we've got ABBA and the other one, so right there, it's
Yeah.
I mean, Ireland doesn't entirely shock me, just in terms of, you'd like Netta was saying, in an English-speaking country would, I guess, probably tend to fare a little bit better, so... But, that's great to hear, though.
But, like, I don't know. I got so many questions. I want to listen to every 7 winning song from the Irish. Are there any rappers?
I mean, they're very musical people. They're a very musical country. I mean,
Yes.
Did Van Morrison get his break in Eurovision? Was Van the man like a 1962 Eurovision champ?
But Riverdance got its fame through Eurovision Song Contest 25 years ago.
Nice.
No shit.
So I know that for a fact.
So there are definitely more. You're drawing a blank, but you've already said ABBA and Riverdance. There's got to be a bunch more.
Yes.
I mean,
I know that this year, unfortunately, was the first time it's ever been canceled because of COVID. Because I know this movie was supposed to come out the first day Eurovision started. It was supposed to coincide. And then
mid-May.
Once it
the
got
competition
canceled.
is usually in mid-May. Yeah.
nice.
Do you think it'll be back next year? What are your predictions? Are they going to do Zoom Eurovision?
I mean, Netta's down. Netta's got the inside scoop actually on the Swedish CDC. Because she did actually just have today on her podcast a doctor in Stockholm, a doctor from Stockholm that's doing great things fighting the helping out the coronavirus there. So, want to tell us a little bit about that
Sure.
episode, Netta?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, they are not wearing any masks.
Yeah, I know in Europe it's not really big on the masks. Ireland as well, they don't really wear the masks, but things are doing good in Sweden, though?
Things are doing good. I think that we just don't like to be hugged in general. We keep our distance from people.
Okay, nice.
And I think that's...
I'm moving to Sweden. Are you kidding me?
Socially distant.
Yeah. Fuck, count me in.
It's in our nature to social distance.
Nice.
Now, this is mind-blowing to me because I've never met anyone in my life that loves to hug more.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, that's
like,
you definitely do not. Once again, a cultural.
I think social distancing. The other end of that spectrum is Netta Raw.
Yeah, she's not a Swedish stereotype by any means, but
I know. It's my warm Israeli side.
I mean, again, the exact opposite of a stereotypical Israeli. Nobody except for you thinks of Israelis as warm and cuddly, but
I also did some research. One of the bands in the movie, the one that were all dressed like goblins and like monsters, actually, I think won in 2009. Who was like my obvious favorite? I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. When they first came on, I was like, is this Ghost?
Oh, great call! Is this the Ghost?
Wearing masks.
Yes. Big shout out to Ghost, of course, Netta's favorite metal band.
Yeah,
Netta's favorite death metal band.
But I was stoked to learn that they were actual winners of Eurovision.
Yeah.
I think even in this movie wasn't like Sweden's representation the rapper,
the rap guy, yeah,
which was like fucking awesome.
Now, another question I had about the TV show, and again, a potentially ignorant American question here, but in the actual Eurovision TV show, are all of the songs have to be in English, like in the movie, or like wouldn't they be singing there? Like the Russian guy should be singing this one in Russian, correct?
Since it becomes a thing, it's all about winning.
But do they decide? Is there, like you said, with the Swedes and Icelandics, you guys have decided on English as the common ground? Do you guys all sing in French for the TV show, or pick a language and everybody has to do it, or each person does their own language for the contest?
Each person kind of does their own language for the contest.
Okay,
but
interesting.
In order to kind of get anywhere, they want you to do in English right now, so people will understand more and more what the song is about.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if you're doing it in Iceland, if you're singing in Swedish, a much smaller group of people are going to understand and relate to it and vote for it, obviously. So you're going to want to try to choose a common language. But if like the big star was from France, she would sing in English, or she would sing in French?
She would sing in English.
Okay, interesting.
I would think, yeah. But then you have ABBA that sang in 1974. They sang Waterloo, and they competed with the Swedish version. But when they were sent abroad, I think they were sent to Scotland or wherever they performed, and they won the whole thing. They switched it to English.
Wow.
So that's also
So ABBA is an ex-Eurovision winner?
To me, ABBA was a Eurovision winner.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, that answers the
biggest
question of do they
first
make it
winners.
afterwards? Like, come on now.
And I guess kind of what Liam was asking earlier too. Are there other like big names that we would know here in the States that are past Eurovision winners?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, so
Because
just ABBA.
just
It's been downhill since ABBA,
Does
obviously.
ABBA and Fire Saga
Really set the bar high with ABBA.
Yeah, there's a star. Her name is Loreen. She won in 2009 in Sweden, and she became huge in the gay community in New York. Like she was playing.
So
there.
Devin's
She's
all
just-
over that one. He would.
Yeah, I know Lorraine.
So she,
Never
Loreen,
mind.
so she became famous. Right. And then we have one. If you remember the medley part of the film, there's a guy who plays
How
the
could I forget?
violin very. So he also competed in Norway about 15 or 14 years ago, became so successful, and he was a nobody from like Trondheim, middle of nowhere in Norway, and became so successful that he was touring all over like Japan. It was really, really cool to see his career get uplifted because he was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just going to milk the cows. Like he wasn't really... he had no. He was like cute.
Very
right.
far from the. It's a real. You've made it to Hollywood dog kind of moment for us American geeks.
Exactly.
But I guess that'll get us into the movie a little bit as you're talking. How did Will? I know me and Devin failed our Icelandic impression test, but how did you feel Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams did? Did they represent Icelanders good or?
I believe so. Well, Will Ferrell has been married to a Swedish woman for 20 years.
That's
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I knew that because that's how
So
he
he-
found out about Eurovision. Was he was in Sweden with his wife, and then we're like,
All right.
it
Well,
was just
geez,
on Conan
way to make
recently
me
talking
feel
about
bad.
it.
This guy is a Swedish wife to find out. I mean,
Yeah, and he was like he said he was at his in-laws' house, and they're like, all right, dinner was good. Should we put on Eurovision now? And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And then when they turned on, he's like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
He
nice.
ultimately wanted to be his partly Swedish side, but he decided he didn't want to do that to offend the Swedes. So he took that act, and he has really
Very
good Swedish
interesting.
accent.
Okay, that's cool.
Wow.
I did not know that at all. But so he has he's coming out with an inside info here. Or
Right. And the woman who sings, Rachel McAdams, the one who did her voice, her vocal, she's a famous pop star in Sweden called Molly Sandén.
I was going to ask about her
And-
because I noticed from the soundtrack that she did all of the song. Okay, so she's
Right.
a big deal?
you don't know Lorraine, but you know Molly Sundian.
No, I just saw it because I obviously, spoiler alert, but you're going to hear another a classic from the movie. So I happened to see who's does it. And Will Ferrell does all of the own singing. So, he's
Yes.
the credited, and then it's him, and then this other pop star. So what was her name again?
Molly Sandén.
Molly Sunday. Nice.
M-O-L-L, Molly, yeah.
Okay, I see. Molly. But all right, so that's an interesting takeaway from the movie there. That's a good director's cut from Netta. How about
Do
what
you
we're?
think?
Sorry, go ahead,
Thank
Devin.
Do you think the movie kind of gives an accurate depiction of the Eurovision Song Contest? Like, were there parts of it?
150%. Yes.
Really? Okay, so there was
Does
no
Graham,
part you're like,
does Graham
something
Norton
like
really
that.
host it? Even
Yes.
he does. Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Well, you win the
know
trivia
Eurovision- Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that'd be worth even. Are you a Will Ferrell fan going into this movie?
Yeah.
Because Will Ferrell's one of those things that some people it goes either ways. Like some people are like, I fucking hate Will Ferrell. Like, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, his characters can be kind of hit or miss. I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I know a lot of people. I know a good handful of people that just don't like Will Ferrell. Like, I'm one of those people that don't like Will Ferrell. So now going into this, you're a big Will Ferrell.
I am.
Will
I
Ferrell
think
fan.
our romance started watching Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is your go-to.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Celebrity go-to guy Will Ferrell is.
you as an elf. I would have thought you would have been the diehard elf fan.
Dad? Yes, but I'm Jewish. So I
Yeah,
don't
she's
know
more of an
much.
Adam Sandler 8 Crazy Nights kind of girl, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
But okay, so Will Ferrell fan feel that he did good as a honorary Swede representing Iceland. But so what were some of your favorite scenes from the movie and all?
It's the medley.
Okay, the medley really did it. How about the sing along? Did you love the epic?
I think that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, by medley, I thought you were talking about the medley of all the different contestants doing their Eurovision audition.
Yes. You mean that one? Oh.
You mean the house party, right?
I mean the house party.
Okay, the house party were all ex-Eurovision stars. Okay, cool. I thought that you were talking about like the audition, the medley of them all doing the auditions. But okay, cool. I see. So that was the big highlight for you.
There is a scene in the beginning when they are really upset about they made some huge mistake on the actual Icelandic performance, whatever. So they're on the dock, and they see that everybody's having fun on the boat. And all of a sudden, when we know what happens, not going to say too much, and he goes... you can spoil it. We spoil it.
Yeah, we've already spoiled it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When the boat explodes and everybody dies, he goes, "Oh, they're all dead. They're all dead." And then he goes, "They're all dead. We're gonna That's it. We're the one representing Iceland." And his face.
I talked about that earlier. That was one of my favorite scenes as well.
That's a great Will Ferrell thing to do too. Like, I'm happy, son. I'm sad.
Agreed.
Yeah. That part was very funny. Like Liam said, the outfits in the movie are hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. The wardrobe, just the characters. I liked a lot of the different songs, happy and whatnot. But I guess I might as well get into our official reviews then, I'd say. You want to, Netta, give us your big official review of what you felt about Eurovision?
Sure. I think they captured the Eurovision Song Contest so good. And I truly think that I feel like he knew what he was doing. The whole mockery and at the same time, you want to be proud to be from your country. You want to come as like a, you want to show off a little bit. Yeah.
Positive representation.
But but you would recommend this. You would tell people. I mean, obviously you're our golden ticket winner on this one because you came. I think sending emails to Liam, telling him you guys got to watch this. This fucking movie's
definitely
home run.
Well, I think we don't know too much about Iceland to begin with. I think so. Not only was this film shot in Iceland entirely and in Scotland, it was they had to learn some of the words and they had to learn a little bit about the culture. And I was talking to my Icelandic friend Andrea, and she's like, they got it on point. This was a good movie. We needed this in our quarantine mood. We need to watch something like this because it's good for everybody.
So I mean, positive approval from an authentic Icelander and an authentic Swede right there. That's all you got to know, I guess, in terms of their review. But I guess on that note, you'll get all of that and more on Netta Raw podcast on Spotify. So definitely check that out. The last couple episodes especially. Today she recorded with the doctor. The episode before that was about her mom. I was with her mom. And that
your
was
mom
a real
was
fun
on,
one,
right?
so.
Was on the show? It's amazing. I think for me and Liam, the most we've gotten is my mom. I think has emailed in once, and Liam's mom has given us a couple likes on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I got a lot of thumbs ups from James Whalen on Facebook, but.
Yeah, snagging your mom as a guest in year one.
Thank you.
I know, well done.
If you would have had your mom on the show, what would you have wanted her to talk about?
God.
Yeah. That's a really interesting question. I could do definitely a great podcast question with my mom.
I know my
all of our moms
nurse,
have had amazingly interesting lives, A
lot of opinions on what's going on now.
Exactly.
And really just, hey, Mom, I really want to spend an hour just her talking about how great I am.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to try to just avoid me being the disappointment. I don't want to avoid the conversation of what an utter failure I've been for the. But other than that, but I think that anybody honestly that
anything I wanted to be.
Anybody of a certain age has lived a super interesting life. Just all the stuff that they've been through, everything that we've seen in our lives, plus the 30 crazy years before of the everything. But. So we can all learn so much from our elders, and Netta is one of the few wise enough to do it. So
Thank
Definitely
you.
check out
Sorry,
that
Mom. If you're
episode.
listening, don't hold your breath.
I know my mom's
there's a
not,
cute
so no worries
story.
there. But
I have a
but so
cute
definitely
story to
check out the
share
Netta
today.
Raw podcast.
All
though.
right. Hold on, wait. What's the... Netta has a cute story to share.
Oh, all right.
If you want to hear.
Of course.
So back in 2018, I believe there's this super mega star from Israel. She competed in Sweden for Israel, and her name is, as you may know, Netta.
All right.
So
I like her already.
She won the whole thing. Her thing was to dare to be different. She was extremely oversized. She made like a chicken sound on the actual stage, but she did like a rap skit thing.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean? She just went on stage and was like, "Bagak, bagak, bagak, bagak." And they're like, oh,
110%, yes.
She's got my
Eurovision, major Eurovision. Her odds are going through the roof right now in the Eurovision board.
Yes, her name. The name of the song is called "Toy." So when she won, she was still on camera. She performed her song again, and she was so excited and overwhelmed. And they were filming her when she was on the phone with the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister was saying, "Netta, you are the proud to our country. You're this," and he kept saying her name. He kept saying what she is to the country, and we're so happy for you. We love you. You're amazing. So my funny father took his phone and recorded the whole audio of that, of Benjamin Netanyahu recording to this girl, Netta. And he sent it to me, and he goes, "This is what I think of you." And I said, "Come on, dude, at least say it to my face." But it was really cute. It was his
That's
way of
very
saying,
cute.
"I love you." Thank you.
What did you say back? Bagak!
I did.
Yeah, sends her a chicken emoji.
Devin, you should listen to that song. I kid you not.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know exactly what I'm doing when we're done there.
All right, so I guess on that note, though, we will say goodbye to Netta. Definitely remind everybody to check out the podcast Netta Raw on Spotify.
Any other platforms we can catch that on, or just Spotify for now?
Apple Podcasts.
Oh, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, of course. She's
Mm-hmm.
sneaking around iTowns herself.
All right,
Thank
sick.
you.
So Apple Pods and Spotify.
Netta Raw. By the way, I want to say, just my opinion, one of the sickest fucking podcast titles of all time. Your last name being Ronner, Netta Raw. Like, what
Yeah,
a disappointment. My last name being Barnes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, thank
And,
you, Netta.
I've listened to some episodes. I think Big LW himself was a guest on the episode. Still waiting for my invite, but
Can't wait to have you on.
it's a great show. It's
Thank
Liam's
you.
dream. It's under an hour, so it's an easy listen. But definitely check it out. Couldn't recommend it enough.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
All right, thank you so much,
we're
Netta.
we're just basking in that. We are amazing.
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
agree.
are.
I agree. All right, thank you so much, Netta.
Thanks. Bye.
Well,
Later, Nets.
Ooh, baby, it's time to get geeked up.